Hello and welcome to a very special Humble Gamer episode. This is something I'm very excited to share with you. It's my most ambitious and frankly ridiculous idea yet. I'm going to be retracing the journey of Phileas Fogg and travelling around the world in 80 days via the medium of video games.
I said this is absurd.
Obviously, I can't perfectly follow the Jules Verne novel or the movie. There is only one movie.
All right. It's not silly.
But I am going to stick as close as is humanly possible. There will be some imagination required at times, but stick with me, I promise you it'll be worth it. Our route will take us from our starting point in Birmingham, the English one, down through France, Switzerland and Italy, then via the Suez Canal to India. After crossing the subcontinent, we then travel through Hong Kong and Japan, then travel transcontinental through the United States of America before crossing the Atlantic to Southampton and finally arrive back in Birmingham in, hopefully, 80 days or less. Now, a couple of notes. Since games are universal, we are not taking the international date line into account. While it's saved Fogg and Passport 2, allowing them to win on a technicality, I am aiming to complete the challenge in 80 24-hour in-game periods, so it's 80 days and that's it. And not all the games I use have a full day-night cycle, so I've had to bodge some rules together. Usually it's 10 minutes in-game equals 1 day, but that changes on a game-by-game basis, so listen out for those rules as we go along. Well, with all of that sorted, let's get the adventure started. We begin in Birmingham, England at about 1:30 PM local time. The aim is to be back in that exact spot in 80 days or less. Could I do it? I didn't know, but either way it was going to be one hell of a ride. So buckle up and let's go round the world. So yes, we're starting here in Birmingham. The idea is we're going to go, we've got until 13:35 on the 80th day. Whatever that 80th day is. It's going to be another Euro Truck, so I've already planned the route out quite nicely. And just to show you the route, the first route we're taking, we are starting, once it decides to load, we're starting here in Birmingham and going down to Dover. Then we shall cross the channel into Calais, and then I'm leaving the truck in South Switzerland, but we'll come to all the details of that to start with. So we're going from Birmingham here, down the M1, M6, M1, M25, round London M2, and then through Dover to the port. So, without further ado, let's get this show on the road. So 13:35 is our target on the 80th day, wherever we're travelling from. Now, I don't know how successful this is going to be. It could be really easy to do this in 80 in-game days, but it could also be unremittingly difficult, and in fact impossible. I may end up failing. And that is a distinct possibility. This is quite possibly the most ambitious thing I've ever done on the channel. Don't crash, oh god. I've got to drive carefully because I'm using the in-game time, not real life time. Obviously, if I had 80 days to do it in real life, that'd be simple. But, well, for gaming anyway. But no, we're using in-game time. So if I get stuck anywhere and I have to get rescued, then it is the in-game time that it will affect. and that is what we're using for the journey. If it takes me 38 hours to get to Dover in this game, then I've wasted I've taken much longer than I expected. But yeah, obviously each time I swap a game, there's going to be some time passing as well. Plus there are certain bits that are just long bits of the journey, like there are sea trips like from Yokohama to San Francisco. Obviously I can't show you all of that. I will show you as much of it as possible, but I can't show you all of it, so sometimes I'm going to have to go with Jules Verne's timing, which means there are certain bits that I know that there's a certain set of times already set out for me. So London on the M6, that's where we're going. Now I need to be careful here because this is a very tight turn. In fact, all the motorways have quite tight turns on them, so let us slow the fuck down. Slow, slow. There we go. Get round the corner. Good, 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 good. Yes, now we're on to the M6. This is the easy bit. This is the easy bit. Birmingham to Dover is the easy bit. I should not lose much time here, if any at all. You notice down beneath my head that I've got 241 million euros. That's because I've got quite a successful company in my solo play on Euro Truck Simulator. They make me a huge amount of money every day. It's ridiculous. Okay, let's jump back into the outside lane because we're not going to go as quickly as some people because I can't reach 60 miles an hour. Oh my god, I've already gone the wrong way. Has it rerouted me? Yes, it has. Oh, Christ. How far out of my route have I gone? Oh, I'm heading to Cambridge. Okay, it's not the end of the world. I can still make it to Dover. But that's going to add time on. I've already been on the road for an hour as far as the in-game time is concerned, so I didn't really need that to happen. But never mind. Ah, hold on. London. Ah, maybe I can take a more direct route, avoid Cambridge. It's going to confuse the sat-nav, but never mind. Maybe I can make some time back up here. Come on, reroute me, reroute me. I am at the mercy of a sat-nav right now. Come on, reroute. Oh, no, man, I can just jump back on the M1. Yes! Yes, 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 yes. I can jump back onto the original route. Good. Heading for Dover now, or more precisely heading round Dover and to the port. Looking for traffic, nothing coming. Okay, dangerous manoeuvre and broken speed limit, but never mind, we got round and no one died. Now we're in Dover. Okay, so we've made Dover in 5 hours, so it's 6:30, later than I wanted it to be, much later than I wanted it to be. And there is the English Channel. Famous white cliffs of Dover. This is the last I'll see of England for a long time. Don't hit me, don't hit me! Ah! I said don't hit me. Oh great, now my truck's damaged as well. Not too bad. No, we'll swap insurance details later. Just gonna have to be okay with that. Oh, the car was still connected to me. Oh God, okay. That's bad, but never mind, we've made it to Dover. And here is where we're going to have our first change of software, because I could just get on the ferry on Euro Truck Simulator and I could, you know, carry on like that and make it a really dull, let's just hop across the channel. Or I could do this. Yep, I'm going to drive the ferry. We're going to pretend that, like, my truck fits onto that. We're just going to pretend that, okay? Let's not question the logistics of this. So now it is 7:15. I've said I've taken about half an hour to get the truck on board and get myself all sorted. So one thing I need to do is set the lights to underway. We're not moored up, so away we go on the ferry. So here we are, saying goodbye to Britain and our first bit of sea journey. Let's set that to not directly face north, because I need to know where we're going. Now I should point out, I've played this enough to know what I'm doing, but I'm still not by any means an expert ship's pilot. Let's go have a walk around this magnificent vessel. This is the Catamaran Ferry, called, let me see if I can find it, called the White Marlin. It's actually activated, it's actually owned by and operated by Channel Ferry, so you can actually travel on something not too dissimilar to this. The channel seems relatively alright today. Doesn't seem like it's too choppy, so I'm hoping to get to Calais in time so that I can have a sleep on the once I get across. I'm hoping that the two times will match up. If they don't, if it takes longer on this game, I'm just going to have to wait on Truck Simulator before I travel, so the times match up. I'm going to do my best. Like I said, there are tolerances in this adventure because not everything is going to match up perfectly. We've got to get across, and unfortunately I can't actually set a waypoint. This is one thing I like about the fact that they do all these different games that all simulate different elements of travel, is that you can actually experience the entire journey. So I will have felt like I've gone round the world. 5 minutes out of Dover, and you can still see it. So this is probably about a half hour, 40-minute trip across the ocean. I don't actually know quite where Calais is. I know it's in that direction roughly. I can see France, and I think I've got to go slightly more this way. I think those little lights just coming to the centre now are Calais Harbour. I don't know. I don't do ships. I mean, I like playing the game, I like controlling the ships, but I don't know them. I don't know where I'm going. I know roughly where I'm going, obviously. I know I'm going to Dover. To Calais, sorry. Come on. Give me Calais on that chart. Give me Calais on that chart. I can see Sangatte, which is incidentally where Top Gear landed when they went across the channel in their amphibious cars. But I'd really prefer to get to Dover and moor up. I'm not going to lie. Oh yeah, look, my lorry could have fit on there, because the lorry could fit on there. It's fine. It's fine. It's not a problem. The one advantage I do have over Jules Verne's Phileas Fogg is that A, I'm not going to get attacked by bandits or Indians or anything like that in these kinds of games, and B, I don't have to deal with steam ferries or steamers across the channel, across the ocean. I get big ships. I could do it. I could do this. I hope. Depends if I fail anywhere. because failing is always an option. And of course I've got to slow this thing and dock it. And I'll be doing it properly. I should be spinning it round and docking it backwards, which is what, of course, what they do. Because I've got to get my lorry off the boat. So that's going to add to it. I mean, we're already 11 minutes into this journey, and we're what, just about halfway across the channel. So it's going to be a good 22. It's going to be a good 25-30 minutes of stuff, not counting the spin. So, aha, Calais. Calais is on the thing, right. So now I can add a waypoint at Calais. Okay, so Calais is in sight. I didn't really want to do this at night. I'm really not going to lie, I did not want to do this at night. Thing is, I know that, like I said, I know this is the easy bit of the journey. There are going to be bits of this journey, games that I'm going to lose time on. I know that for a fact. I know for a fact I'm going to lose time in certain games. So knowing that I'm going to lose time means that I know that I have to keep these bits as quick and simple and easy and as uncomplex as possible. Use the easy bits as easy bits. Just treat them properly. And pray that I don't sink this ferry on my way into Calais. But it's getting closer. We can now see the coast of France. Or France. And that means that all is good in the world. Jules Verne, I've got it noted down here, Jules Verne allocated 7 days to get from London to Suez, which is where we're going to. That's the ultimate destination. And I reckon I can get to Italy in about 2-3 days of game time, because that's the thing, I decided to start in Birmingham, not in London, which meant I had to travel extra miles to get to Dover, and as well, and because I've got to finish in Birmingham and limitations within the games I'm using, the route is not exact, which is going to pose me problems at certain moments. It's not the end of the world, it really isn't. I can get through it, but whether I can do the whole thing in 80 days, I don't know. I just don't know. Okay, we are heading towards the entrance to Calais port now. As you can see just there, I'm going to try and avoid that little spit of land. And then I'm going to spin the whole ship and dock it properly. We can now set these up to be a lot slower. Let's say 672, 672. Try and avoid the man-made bits of the dock. Okay, this is the turn. Okay, this is where it could all go wrong. This is genuinely where it could all go wrong. This is where it could really, really all go wrong. Don't hit there. Don't hit the side of the wall. Sorry, Calais. Okay, let's just see if I can reverse it in from this angle. I'm gonna parallel park a boat. Not quite parallel park it, but you know. No sinky. No sinky hat today. No sinky. Oh, beautiful, 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 beautiful. Come on. Need to turn it just a little more. There we go. Perfect. Now head straight backwards. Just a slight adjustment. I'm gonna park a boat, dock a boat I should say. It's been about half an hour, 31 minutes 15 seconds. Okay, well, nearly. Put both the ramps down. Open the doors. Can I actually open the doors? I mean, I'm not really level with where the things need to come out, but you know what? I'm going to call that. So I'll see you back in the truck in 3, 2, 1. There we go. We're back in the truck, and we have got 15 hours of driving, so it's going to be about 11 o'clock on Saturday. So we'll still have done it in less than one. My retarder's still activated. That's going to be frustrating, but never mind. That is clearly exactly where I left the White Marlin. But yes, here we are. We're now on the continent. We are now heading from Calais here all the way through France via Reims, past through south of France into Switzerland to this little stopping point here where I shall rest, and that will probably skip me on to another day because that is the closest approximation that Euro Truck Simulator has to a little town in Switzerland called St Moritz, which you may well know from if you know your skiing. That is the closest you can get to it. Then I should be travelling into Italy via alternative transport, but that's where we're going. Engine malfunction. Oh god, have I got to go and service? Oh no. I cannot have an engine malfunction. There must be a service station in Calais, there must be. I'm going to have to find out because I cannot afford to have that engine malfunction. I just flat cannot afford that. It's going to take too much time. Yes, there is a service, it's good. This is positive, this is good, this is positive. It's been a successful first in-game day. By the end of the first in-game day, I will hopefully be on my next mode of transport into Italy. I've discovered a man dealer. Okay, we're now right up next to the town of Reims in France. Still got about 9 hours to go, 350 odd miles, but I'm actually going to pull in here because my guy is getting tired and I don't need petrol yet, but my guy is getting tired and it's going to start putting me to sleep soon. But we've made good time, so I don't count that as a massive issue. So we're going to park up here for the night. And I shall see you in the morning, guys. Good morning! It is 9:25 in the morning. The retarder is still activated, of course it is. But we're now going to head up, we're now going to leave Reims and carry on our journey. We are about 9 hours away, so we should be getting to St Moritz around about 18:37, which will put us into day 2, but that's not a massive issue. The train connection is at midday tomorrow, so I've got to get to St Moritz by then. At some point I'm going to have to stop for fuel and maybe even another rest stop. 8 hours, yeah, I will need to rest at some point, won't I? It'll be close to St Moritz, but I am going to have to rest before I get there, which is frustrating. We're now into central France, so I shall see you when we stop for petrol probably, so in a bit, guys. So I've come back out of the sped up stuff mainly because it's now 13:01 on the Saturday in game, which means that we are now getting close to the end of our first 24 hours of journey, which when you consider where we've come, how far we started in Birmingham yesterday and in game time it's been 24 hours, so we are making some really decent progress. I mean, obviously tomorrow, it's going to be in game time tomorrow when we catch the train from St Moritz at 12 o'clock. I am going to start looking for a petrol station at some point. If I see one, if I go past a town, I'm desperate, because we are going to need petrol, I think, just to make sure we get to St Moritz. I am going to need to rest at some point as well. Ah, we're getting back onto motorways. This is good. Maybe I can find a services and get some petrol. We're immediately going to come off this one onto the A35. Ah, Zurich and Bern are on the sign. So we are getting close to Switzerland, but I'm really beginning to just notice the fuel now. It's quite low. I mean, if I can get from Birmingham to St Moritz on one tank of fuel, that'll cement how good a lorry this is, how good a truck, sorry, this is. Ah, petrol. So we are going to stop here. I'm not going to rest. We are going to stop for petrol here. So we've got 78 days to go before it's a failure. So let's stock up with fuel. This is going to cost a lot of money. Never mind, but now we're fully fueled. There goes the money. And we are now 120 miles or 3 hours and 10 minutes away from St Moritz. Ah, you know, I might need to rest actually, just looking at how tired my little blue guy is down there. Ah, we are now entering Switzerland. Maybe we won't need to. But we are now in Switzerland. So, this is the third country on our journey. Like I said earlier, I know that I could just change the time of the scenario on Train Sim that I'm using, but if you're going to do an adventure, do a friggin' adventure, you know. So I'm going to play this properly. The train doesn't leave until 12 o'clock because that's when the scenario starts. I could change it, yes, but I don't really want to. I quite like the idea of the connection and having a timetable, because that will also, you know, that's natural. I wouldn't just turn up and be able to go, right, I'm on a train now. Oh, look at this lovely Swiss scenery. In fact, we're only 75 miles away. I shall let you enjoy the Swiss scenery from the top of the truck. So, see you in St Moritz, guys. Enjoy the scenery from the top of the truck. Typical humble gamer stuff, isn't it? I tell you to enjoy the scenery and you spend half of it in a blooming tunnel. Never mind. We're 44 minutes away, so 27 miles, so I'll probably jump back into the camp for now. We'll just carry on this last little bit of the journey together. We're nearly there. We're nearly at St Moritz. So, aha, here's the end of the tunnel. 17 miles, 27 minutes away. There is the railway on your left, or just underneath my... if I move the camera over, you can see the railway just there. That's the route we'll be getting on in about, well, at 12 o'clock tomorrow. So I'm going to have an evening in St Moritz, enjoying myself. In fact, here we are. We're going to pull in at this service station, which is the closest thing to St Moritz I can think of. The first big leg of our journey is done. We're nowhere near Suez yet, but we've got to get into Italy for that. Right, but this has been quite a good first 24 hours or so. So yes, here we are in the Swiss Alps. Lovely, lovely bit of scenery here. And I'm going to have a rest before my train at midday tomorrow, so see you in the morning, guys.